What is up guys, this is Lintheo coming at you today with kind of a response video with all the feedback that I asked of everyone to give me. It was just to fill out a form in my New Year video, and it's now coming up towards the end of January, so I think it's a good enough time to kind of address everything that was said in there, opinions and so on and so forth, and just basically want to say first off, thanks to everyone who did actually respond to it. Total, there's 444 responses, but it's a lot of kind of and ahhing as to what's actually decent or not, and I'll say what's decent because you'll see that in a little bit. First off, I wanted to know what people's opinions was on my channel, and it was really great. Really appreciate everyone that actually took the time to go through and fill it out and tell me what they think of the actual videos and what they think of the channel, because it really helps me improve on what you guys want, and it also just means that I can give you the content that everyone loves and what you deserve basically from me. Starting off, we certainly had some interesting comments about me and my life and my hair and my chest hair. As you can see, it's covered up this time. The interesting responses were certainly in there. Basically everyone who was, or I say everyone, probably about maximum 10 people who were spamming it. You just wasted your time. Like, I really don't care, but there are some pretty amusing ones in there that you're going to see now. One of the important subjects on the actual form was what would you like to see on my channel, and there were some really great suggestions. I just want to go through and take some time to actually talk about them and tell you my opinion on them. So some of them, I've got them on my phone here, some of them were Q&A type of videos where I would, as everyone else does, ask for questions to be submitted and I'd answer certain ones and different things like that. Now, if that is certainly one thing that you want, and there's a lot of people who actually wanted that, I am more than happy to do that. I think doing a Q&A probably every month would probably be quite good, because it gives a month over to allow people to, you know, send in enough responses and so on and so forth like that, and it just means that my channel doesn't get saturated with Q&As, because a lot can happen in a month, and I think it would be quite good to see that. So I'll start doing Q&As from, say, next month or so. More competitive videos and discussions and deck profiles and such. Now, you can argue that some of my decks that I put up are more fun, and while they are, they actually do have some form of kind of stature in the meta, depending on the card choices that I use. Now, one thing that I've already put up and already started doing is tournament report videos. Now, I used to always watch Jamie the Kid 00's tournament report videos, and I really like them, but I never really did them just because, you know, it just never really occurred to me for something that I would do myself. But I've already got one up now, Satella Knights, that I did recently, and I'm going to try and do a lot more of them in the coming months and years, because I feel that it's actually quite nice to see a competitive side of me, the different thing that I do. Now, it's going to include locals reports, of course, but also big kind of regionals, nationals, Euros, whatever, and YCSs, there'll be all of them as well. So when I do compete and such, I'll go and do a really in-depth discussion and everything like that. It'll basically be me doing a deck profile of the deck, but also talking about the text, cards that work, didn't work, everything like that, and it'll be absolutely everything. The one that I just did was 20 minutes long, so that kind of gives you an estimate of how in-depth they're going to be. Deck challenges was one that I was quite interesting. I've had an idea for this already, and it was to kind of challenge other Yu-Gi tubers to do it, because I think it'd be quite funny for people to see that. But not only that, I would also challenge different subscribers if they feel that they would do certain decks and so on and so forth, if they felt that they could maybe crush me at playing Herald or things like that. It'd be quite nice to see, and maybe doing something like on DN. Even though I don't like DN, it's much easier to film on that, and it's much easier for people to watch and so on and so forth. So that's definitely something I'm going to consider in the future. One was ruling. Since I'm a judge, a lot of people ask me to do different ruling videos. Now, the slight problem that I have with this is it's a little bit difficult for someone who's a sanctioned judge to give out my opinions or my take on what I think is a correct ruling, because technically I could be wrong. Now, obviously I'm not going to make a video on me being wrong about a ruling, because I'm going to research into it and I'm going to give you the correct ruling, but it does kind of bring up some awkward little areas where some people might disagree, and then it looks like I'm giving out bad advice, the wrong advice on rulings and so on and so forth. So while I might not do it in the near future, I'll definitely see, depending on how I want to take my judging kind of career in that essence. If I never want to do judging again, which is unlikely because I really enjoyed it, then yeah, sure, I'll do it. But in this current moment in time, I'm going to stay clear of them, so apologies for that. People want to see more top 10s and top 5s since my last video where I did the next set kind of cards that I was looking forward to. That is certainly going to be done more, so don't worry. I'm not going to saturate the channel with them all, but it will certainly be done. I'm definitely going to be doing a video for every main 3-month set that I like and the cards that I like in it, so definitely check that out, and it will be in the same format of my previous one. Meta tech cards and kind of individual card discussions. I feel that I do that already, but the meta tech choices, I think I would like to do more, so that's definitely one that I'm going to do because it just gives a little bit of food for thought for you guys to think of what different cards that you can use. So in the idea that I have in my head, I'll take a card, for example, say Mistake, and compare it to other cards in the meta that kind of do the same thing and the matchups that it has and so on and so forth, and see which is basically the best one for the actual deck and which decks it works with and which it doesn't, so you can decide on if it's good for siding for your deck. A lot of people ask for streaming. There's a slight issue with that, with the fact that my home internet sucks, and I mean sucks. I upload at work because I've got a ridiculous speed at work, and it's absolute grind for me to even stream on Google Hangouts because I keep getting dropped because I've got other people in the house and it's ancient internet and everything like that. I'm looking to get different internet, but the problem is I rent, so I don't control the actual broadband, so it's very difficult for me to actually get a better service. Otherwise I would, like in my previous places where I rented and it was just my, my flat in a house share now, so it's a bit difficult for me to do that, but kind of watch the space. With streaming tournaments though, I'm certainly going to be looking into more of that. The big tournaments like the Brotherhoods and regionals, if I can get to them and allowed to do them, then I will be doing that, and also more commentary. I've hopefully improved on the last one. The first one that I did was the Brotherhood regional last year, and while it was a success, I feel that I could have done things a lot better. I am going to apply all of them into this year's, and also don't worry if you did watch it, I have got a better microphone now that I can actually use. That's much better, so hopefully that'll be enjoyable. A few people actually said fan mail, and I'm not sure how I feel about that because I don't think I'm big enough to even consider fan mail a thing, like a section. I know Asian Ice has one, but that's because he's 100k plus. I don't really feel I'm at the level where I can kind of ask for fan mail because personally I think it's cheeky. I think it's cheeky no matter what kind of level I'm on. But if people want to send me letters or anything like that, you're more than welcome to message me or contact me on my Facebook. More than welcome to do that. And news. News is one of the big ones that was asked. And the slight problem that I have with that is a lot of the news that comes out is publicised late for me. And I mean kind of 3 o'clock in the morning. So the problem that I have with it is the fact that there'll be something published at, say, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll be asleep, I'll wake up the next morning and go to work, and then I'll find out that there's this big news that's happened, that Nodin has been released in a special set and it's a common and everyone can have it. Example. The problem is that no doubt if you're subscribed to other Yu-Gi tubers, your subscriber feed will be absolutely littered with news, with everyone saying this is coming out, this is when, and here we go. For me, I feel that that is just basically repeating what everyone else is saying, and I don't really feel that that's good content on my side because it feels like a bit of a cop-out video. If news is big enough for me to warrant talking about it, or if it's going to impact on the meta, so on and so forth, then yes, obviously I do talk about that, and I have. But I feel that doing just a news video on something that's happening that's probably already publicised about 24 hours beforehand, it makes it very difficult, and I feel, as I said, it makes it a cop-out video. And also, with the fact that I don't have internet, I would have to then make the video the next night, then bring it to work the next morning, and then schedule it or upload it then. But I feel that you've already seen it. Ban list discussions are that one thing when the ban list is released. Those are the one thing that are the exception to the rule, basically, because I'll always keep an eye out around ban season when a list is coming out, and I'll always get people to message me, even if it's stupid o'clock in the morning, that it's come out, because then I'll purposely wake up early to do the video, to look over the ban list, to think about it, give my thoughts, edit it, render it, and then upload it when I'm at work. Now, that takes a lot of time, because I work at, for example, I start at 9 o'clock in the morning. It takes me about an hour and a bit to get to work. That's 8 o'clock. for example, leaving 8 at the latest. I then have to get up, film it, think about it and such, and edit it, and then render it out. That's at least another hour and a half, even not 2 hours. So already that's going on to say like 6 o'clock in the morning I'll have to get up and do it. You can see it's a bit of a grind, but I do it because I love you guys and everyone wants to hear it. And it's quite exciting. But that's basically the opinion on news. But if it's earth-shattering, meta-shattering, then yes, I'll talk about it. And if I feel that there is subjects to talk about off the news, not just, for example, a set being announced or something like that, then I will actually talk about it. So that kind of the main things. It was really interesting to see which areas people liked about my channel and which areas they didn't like. And it's always nice just to see people be honest about it. And it means that when people are honest, I won't necessarily concentrate completely on that content. Because at the end of the day, if people don't enjoy it and you're subscribed to my channel, then it doesn't make sense for me to publicize stuff that you don't enjoy. It's a waste of my time and a waste of your viewing time. So that's why I ask for these opinions and everything like that. Even if people think they're offending me in the feedback that they give me, trust me, you're not. I am one of these people that I don't like to beat around the bush and I don't like any bullshit. I like people to tell me it straight, and that's kind of the philosophy I live by. I tell people straight, I don't beat around the bush. If you're going to be offended by how I'm telling you something, then I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have asked for it, or you shouldn't be, you know, doing that type of thing. Because at the end of the day, it's much easier, and when there's no bullshit involved, everything is much nicer. But that is it. So once again, I really want to thank everyone for actually taking the time to put the effort in to reply to me. I really appreciate it. It's going to make the channel better. It's going to make new segments come out of it and everything like that. So once again, I just want to say thank you very much. If you've only just thought about it now, or you've only just seen this video and you didn't know there was a form, please feel free to comment down in the section below and tell me your thoughts and everything like that. I do not mind. It doesn't have to be just a New Year type thing. Anyone can suggest anything at any time, and anyone can give me feedback at any time they like. That's what I like about YouTube. Everyone can be honest. As I said, let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the different ideas, and if you do have any other ideas, like, comment, subscribe, and I should catch you guys later.